Leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions, especially when the path ahead isn't clear. In high-pressure environments, it's easy to default to giving directives and seeking quick solutions. But what happens when repeated crises keep emerging despite every reorganization or new process you launch? This is where many leaders fall into the trap of treating adaptive challenges, those that demand behavioral and cultural change, as if they were technical problems, solvable by routine expertise alone. The first step toward effective leadership is recognizing the difference. Technical fixes address known issues with established solutions, while adaptive challenges require you to surface underlying values, beliefs, and loyalties. As we explore the core of adaptive leadership, I invite you to think of a recurring problem in your own team or organization. What if the real solution isn't another quick fix, but a shift in how you diagnose and approach the challenge? If you're new here, please subscribe and like, because I share tips to help you improve your career. Too often, leaders respond to organizational problems by rolling out familiar solutions, new procedures, restructured teams, or top-down mandates. Data shows technical fixes often fail to resolve recurring organizational issues. This pattern reflects what Ronald Heifetz calls a diagnostic failure, addressing adaptive challenges as if they were technical problems. The result is a cycle where teams look to leadership for every answer, never building the capacity to adapt or solve problems themselves. A common scenario illustrates this. After a major setback, leadership introduces revised workflows and retrains staff, expecting immediate improvement. For a few months, metrics may shift, but soon the same issues reappear because the root causes, such as misaligned values or competing priorities, remain unaddressed. Heifetz points out that when leaders treat crises as purely technical, they miss the underlying adaptive work required. Employees often resist these imposed solutions, not because they oppose change itself, but because they aren't given space to process the emotional and behavioral shifts involved. Simon Sinek emphasizes that people need to feel heard and involved in shaping change. Otherwise, resistance is inevitable. The quick fix fallacy carries significant costs. Teams become dependent on leaders to solve every challenge, and middle managers lose engagement when their insights are overlooked. This stifles learning and erodes initiative at every level. In politics and business alike, repeated cycles of short-term fixes can mask deeper tensions, but the real issues always resurface. Traditional leadership approaches often miss the mark because they focus on surface-level symptoms while ignoring the complex, value-driven dynamics beneath. When leaders fail to diagnose these hidden currents, they keep solving for the wrong problem, and the organization remains stuck in a loop. To move forward, we need to understand what's really driving persistent conflicts and recurring challenges within teams. If you're finding this helpful, please subscribe and like, because it helps us create content that matters to you. Also, if you want to take your skills further, check out our executive education and executive coaching programs at execdeet.com. Mapping the hidden currents within a team means looking beyond surface-level disagreements to the deeper forces that shape behavior. Research shows many workplace disputes stem from misaligned values, not just the issues that seem obvious in day-to-day operations. Ronald Heifetz describes these as below-the-waterline dynamics, the unseen priorities and beliefs that drive behavior and often remain unspoken in routine discussions. Adaptive challenges always involve some form of loss. Heifetz notes that when change requires people to give up something important, resistance is natural. Consider his example of heart disease patients after surgery. The technical fix is clear: repair the heart. But the adaptive work is much harder, getting the patient to change diet, exercise routines, or daily habits. The real challenge isn't the surgery itself, but helping people let go of established patterns and embrace new ways of living. Heifetz outlines key questions to reveal adaptive stakes. What must people let go of? Whose voices have been excluded? Which quick fixes are perpetuating the problem? Applying these to the heart disease example, the first question surfaces the need for patients to give up familiar comforts or routines. The second asks whether family members or support systems are involved in the conversation about change. The third challenges whether temporary solutions, like medication alone, may actually be allowing old habits to persist. Visualizing these dynamics, through value mapping or open discussion, helps clarify what each stakeholder is protecting. For instance, surfacing trade-offs early, such as balancing stability with responsiveness, allows everyone to contribute to the solution. When patients and families openly discuss the real stakes, they show ownership of the adaptation process and can set new metrics for progress together. These diagnostic questions work because they focus attention on the real stakes, loyalties, and values at play. Leaders who engage with these underlying currents stop wasting energy on superficial fixes and instead guide their teams toward lasting change. With this deeper perspective, you can begin to see the patterns and possibilities that others overlook. Adopting adaptive leadership means shifting from quick solutions to ongoing learning and adjustment. This week, choose one recurring challenge in your team and focus on what's protected, who's missing, and how current fixes might preserve the problem. Start by seeking out perspectives you don't usually hear. Listen for the underlying values behind each position, not just the surface complaints. Notice how proposed solutions may keep certain priorities safe. As Heifetz warns, leadership failure often stems from seeing adaptive issues too late. By embracing this approach, you reduce burnout and create conditions for sustainable growth. Share in the comments one adaptive challenge you'll diagnose this week and subscribe for more leadership insights. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like because it helps us bring you more free videos. And if you're ready to grow your career, visit execbeat.com to learn about our executive education and coaching.